A very good afternoon to all of you. So I welcome you all in the first tutorial live session of course NPTEL course DC Microgrid and Control System. Professor Avik Bhattacharya is the course instructor for this course. He is currently assistant professor in the Department of Electrical Engineering at IIT Roorkee, and myself Sahil Gaurav, and I am doing PhD in the Department of Electronics and Electrical Engineering at IIT Guwahati. So before we see the first question of this tutorial, that is based on the fill factor, so I would like to go through the basic concept of fill factor. What is it? So fill factor is a fill factor of a PV cell is the figure of merit of a PV cell, like how good a PV cell, how bad a PV cell. So fill factor, it is a figure of merit. It is a figure of merit or goodness of the solar cell. It is the ratio of maximum practical power to the theoretical idealized power. And here we can see the IV curve for a solar cell. Here this IC represents the short circuit current and VOC represents the short open circuit voltage. And we generally put MPPT algorithm in DC-DC converter where we extract power from the PV array, and so that we can get the maximum possible power from the PV array, that is at maximum power point voltage, the VMP. If we see the IV characteristics of a very bad PV cell, it comes out to be like this one. I think someone has, I think, wants to join. So this one is ISC and VOC. And the corresponding how bad a PV cell, it we can extract power from it, like here it is, and the corresponding rectangular area we can get it as it is. And if we make some practical IV curve, it comes out to be like this. So as shown in this figure, here you can see this VMP and corresponding IMP corresponding to VMP. So the more deviation from this rectangular curve, the more it is like, the more bad it is. This one, this is the maximum, this is the ideal characteristic of PV cell. That is not physically possible. You can't extract power at VOC and take current at ISC. This is the ideal one case. And this is the worst scenario where it will be the least area for this power. So if you define the fill factor, it comes out to be the ratio of the maximum practical power, that is, sorry, VMP into IMP. Divided by VOC to theoretical idealized power that we won't never get. So based on this fill factor, we have the first question that we all need to solve. So the first question is, if a photovoltaic module has the following parameters: short circuit current is given as 2.5 ampere, open circuit voltage is 21 volt, maximum power point voltage 16.5 volt, and IMP is 2.2 ampere, given at a standard condition. The length of the module is 90.6 centimeter and width of module is 41.2 centimeter. Calculate the value of fill factor. So I want you all first try, and then here I have also given the hint. So you need to put the values and get the answer, and you can type your answer in the chat box.
Sahil, just a question that
Yes.
regarding the answers, they should not type it in the chat box because they have to submit it as an assignment on the portal with the due date. So you just give them the hint, they will solve it and they will keep it to themselves.
Okay, so this is the last year assignments, and this presently the going on what there will be a different question.
Okay, then it's
I just extracted the different question, not the same question. So is anyone got the answer? Okay, most of the yes, right. Most of the attendees gave the correct answer only. So what will be the fill factor? You just put the values. VMP, that is given as 16.5 volt, and IMP, that is given as 2.2 ampere, and divided by VOC IC. VOC is given as 21 volt, and the ISC is given as 2.5 ampere. So it is coming out to be 0.69. So the correct answer will be, sorry, A. Correct answer will be A, 0.69. So before we see our second question, I would like to go through the some concepts about virtual power plant. So what is virtual power plant? Virtual power plant is a remotely controlled scattered distributed energy resources with IoT devices to make them function as one power plant. As we can see that in our upcoming future, like most renewable resources acts as the main source of energy. And what is the major problem of these renewable sources? These are depends on weather. These are intermittent in nature. So we need a controller structure that will better control that have better controllability, so that it acts like a it has stability. And that someone wants to join. So for the better stability, virtual power plant is the solution. So what it is, as you can see from the figure, it has enabled IoT technology, that is cloud based service, where we have these renewable resources and consumers and power storages, and it is integrated with the our main grid. So you might be like, so then what is the difference between this virtual power plant and microgrid? That we know that microgrid is also it also incorporates renewable resources at a smaller level. So here it is the answer. If you see the difference between virtual power plant and microgrid, so basically microgrid depends on the hardware technology such as microgrid controllers, smart inverters and switches to function. And whereas virtual power plant depends primarily on the smart meters and information technology. So this is the major difference we can see here. And also it consists of fixed set of resources within a limited or geographical area of location. It is, and whereas virtual power plant, it combines a wide variety of resources in large geographical areas and aggregate them together. So here it is the second question. Second question is, a localized grouping of electricity generations, energy storage and load sheet termed as. A option is traditional grid, B option is microgrid, C option is virtual power plant, and D option is microgrid. Microgrid. So you can try this and type your answer as like before in the chat box. So I am getting some of the responses. So it is very easy question. So the correct answer will be B, microgrid. And this microgrid is same as traditional grid, so it will be as, you can write it also like, and traditional, it is bigger one plant. and I just demonstrated the virtual power plant. So the correct answer, please. Now let us see the third question. In third question you have to calculate the module efficiency, and here you have given short circuit current is given as 2.5 ampere, VOC 21 volt, VMP 16.5 volt, IMP 2.2 ampere, and the physical characteristics of the module like length and width is given as length is 90.6 centimeter and width is 41.2 centimeter, and module is connected to variable resistive load at an irradiance of S is equal to 900 watt per meter square, and the voltage across the resistance, that is the variable resistance load is connected to the PV module, voltage is 17.5 volt, and the current flowing through the resistance is IR, that is 1.4 ampere. So calculate the module efficiency. I am giving the hint, and you first try, then I will solve this question. So efficiency is given as output power divided by input power. Output power, you can write the power we are getting through resistance, that VR into IR, and the input power you can calculate from the data solar irradiance and the area of the PV module. So first you try. Okay, I got some of the responses, and most of the attendees gave the correct answer. Yes, C option is the correct answer. If you calculate efficiency, then what is VR? VR is 17.5 volt, and IR is 1.4 ampere divided by irradiance. Irradiance, it is given as 900 watt per meter square. and then area you can calculate from the length and width of the PV module, and it is 19.6 centimeter and 41.2 centimeter. So it you convert into meter square, so 10 power minus 4, so we will get it as 0.729, and you can write it in percentage, equivalent to 7.3%. So the correct answer will be C. Now let us see the next question. The fourth question is, by interconnecting two isolated DC grids, one may not achieve this. A option is local energy security, B option is less reliability, C option is effective RES utilization, D option is none of these. So type your answer in the chat box. Yeah. So if you interconnect to isolate grids, what you will achieve? That you will energy security, that you will more distributed energy resources in the coming into the picture, and you have the many powerful capability. So you may get this local energy security. So this one is like you achievable by interconnecting system, less reliability. This will is incorrect. Reliability will increase, because if see in one DC grids there is not enough power to supply to the load, then we can power from the second one grid. So if we interconnect system, the reliability will definitely increase. So this one is the incorrect. So B is the correct answer. And C, it is also achievable, that is effective renewable resource utilization. That is, you have enough power. Like see, if we have our battery is fully charged and our load is also fulfilled, then we can also give power to the second grid. So in that means there is no need to shut down our renewable sources. We can provide it to the second grid. So this is the we can get effective utilization of these renewable resources. And now let us see the next question. Fifth question is, house daily energy demand is 37 kilowatt hour. If the battery bus voltage 12 volts, then calculate the house ampere hours demand, given the total demand is fed by the battery. Here in this question, just what you need to do, just you see the units and calculate this, calculate the ampere hours demand. Here energy is given and voltage, battery bus voltage given. Okay, Miss Vijitra N has gave the answer A. Other ones should also try. This one is very simple question, and this is based on unit. Just you So here is the correct answer of this question is A. What in this question the we need to answer the house amperes hour demand. And there, it is asked because actually what it is if you see the battery rating, it is given in ampere hour. So if you calculate the house ampere hours demand, then according to that you can install the battery in your house with the PV. Like the house amperes hour demand, it is just it energy is given at 37,000 watt hour, and if you divide it by volt, then it comes out to be ampere hour. So the correct answer will be A. Now let us see the 6th number question. Which one incorporates distributed intelligence and interactive communication at all levels of the power network? A option is DC macrogrid, B option is distributed generation, C option is of smart grid, and D option is none of the above. So you type your answer in the chat box so that I can see how many of are actively participating in this discussion. So I got some of the responses, and most of the attendees gave the correct answer. So what here it is asking the which one incorporates distributed intelligence and interactive communication at all levels of the power network. The answer will be a smart grid. If he incorporates smart meters and like information technology services in the our best our own grid, then it increases the smartness of the grid, so that it has better controllability and we can better forecast our demand, so that we can like there will be better stability and reliability of the grid. So this is one the smart grids what it is, that is incorporates distributed intelligence and interactive communication at all levels of the power network. Now we will see the next question. This one is very nice question. The average energy demand per day for a standalone house is given as 24 kilowatt hour. The available battery specification is 12 volt and capacity is given as 450 ampere hour. Battery efficiency is 80% and depth of discharge is given as 100%. If the number of peak sun hours at the location of the house is 5, calculate the number of the 100 watt peak PV modules needed to meet the energy demand of the house. Here you need to calculate the number of PV panels. So first you all try, then I will solve this question. In this a little bit takes time. Here you have to calculate the number of PV panels. So first you need to calculate the total daily energy requirement of the house, and also you can then you calculate the daily energy produced by the PV panel by each EV panel, so that you can calculate the number of PV modules. Yes, I got some responses. Soumi Sinha has gave the correct answer. So now I solve this question. So if we see total daily energy requirement of the house, here it is given how much it is, 24 kilowatt hour. You can write it 24,000 watt hour. And now you need to calculate the daily energy produced by a PV panel. So here you need to also incorporate efficiency. So just multiply the efficiency, and then the rating is given as 100 watt peak. So power is given as, and the number of peak sunshine hours is given. So you multiply this number of hours and 5 hours, and better. So 0.8 into 100 watt peak into 5, it is coming out to be 400 watt hour. So that is, then we have the number of PV panels required. Watt hour, that is 60 is the correct answer. So C is the correct answer. Now let us see the 8th number question. 15 kilowatt microgrid capacity can be categorized under: A option is simple microgrid, B is substation area microgrid, C is corporate microgrid, and D is feeder area microgrid. So if you see the classification of microgrid by capacity, it is already discussed in the you can see in the video lecture. So there are 5 types of microgrid in the classified by the capacity rating. So classification of microgrid by capacity based on their capacity. So first one is simple microgrid. Whose rating is lower than 2 megawatt. And if we see second one, then corporate microgrid. Whose rating is 2 to 5 megawatt capacity. And then we have feeder area microgrid, feed area microgrid is 5 to 20 megawatt. And we have next one is substation area microgrid. Whose capacity is more than 20 megawatt. And we have independent microgrid that depends on the loads, like it is an island where it is mountainous area or a village. And depending on the, it depends on the loads. So see here it is asked as 15 kilowatt microgrid, so it comes under feeder area microgrid, so the correct answer will be D. Now let us see the 9th number question. So it is, this question belongs to we have wind system. So the wind speed at the height of 10 meter is 5 meter per second. The location is on land. A is given at 0.14. Calculate the wind speed at the height of 40 meter. Here A is a constant which depends on the surface, which depends surface roughness and range of height being covered. So the A is given as 0.14. In this question I just want to give the hint. So this formula Uz is equal to UHZ into Z power H into Z divided by H power A. So according to WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization, this UH is given at a height of 10 meter from the ground. So what here it is given as UH as at the 5 meter per second. So the H will be 10 meter. What you need to calculate? You need to calculate the wind speed at a height of 40 meter. So Z will be 40 and you need to calculate UZ. So just do calculation and type your answer in the chat box. Okay, Chandan Verma has gave the right answer and Trupti Tembekar. So don't think like that according to WMA that UH will be always 5 meter second. That what WMA says that UH will be measured at a height of 10 meter. So just measure at a height of 10 meter, and then if you need to calculate the wind speed at a certain height, then you have to use this formula. So you just put the values and get the answer. So wind speed at a height of 40 meter will be we have UH as 5 meter per second, and then Z, put Z at 40, and then H as 10 meter, and then we have A given as 0.14, which depends on the surface roughness and the range of height being covered. So it will come out to be 5 into 4 to the power 0.14, then it will come out to 6.07 meter per second. So the correct answer will be C. Now we will see the last question of this tutorial session. So which one is not the application of a standalone photovoltaic system? So first option is radar repeaters, B option is telecommunications, C option is lighting, and D option is none of these. So what will be the correct answer? You just write your answer in chat box. Okay. So the correct answer will be none of these. In all of these, radar repeaters, telecommunication, you can use the solar PV system for supplying the power to these equipments. So the correct answer will be D. So that's all about this today tutorial session. If you have any question, you can ask, and also you can just type your queries in the discussion forum.
Sir, can you please show the fifth one?
Okay. This one.
Thank you, sir.
Question number 7, please.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Any other query? I will share also these slides. You can avail, and I will upload this recorded video on YouTube also.